turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out.
And he's going to be out of bounds here right at the 20-yard line.
They'll start out here with a jet sweep.
And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. From the shotgun, Wilson. Into a double team, and it's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football.
Well, it's football 101 because when you come in as the favorite team, you obviously don't want to hand any kind of advantage to an opponent ready for an upset. Now, you'll be lucky to only be down 3-zip the next time you get the ball back because you've just handed them a dose of confidence to start this game.
Following the interception, here's Prescott.
He'll get this to Elliott. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20. This defense for the Jets, they played really well in that win last week against Miami.
And that's not the half of it. They forced 7 turnovers in that game, and I know we always talk about turnovers coming in bunches once you force the first one. But 7? That seems almost impossible, but we watched it happen.
4 yards remain for 2nd down. The first carry now for Tony Pollard. Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
Give him 10 there, good enough for a Cowboy first down.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, this shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
And I think that's going to go down as no gain, but that doesn't seem fair for the effort that was presented on that play. That should go down as a loss. I know, I'm a defensive guy, but you got to like the play that was made.
He made a lot of those plays last week. He was AFC Defensive Player of the Week, picking up where he left off. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. Give him 3 yards, and now they're left needing a conversion here on 3rd and 6.
Well, they gave up a few yards there, but all in all, I think it's a pretty nice job defensively against the Jets sweep. If they don't slow him up, he might take it to the house, so they'll take that play every time on the defensive side of the ball.
Got his tight end. That's complete. It's Ferguson. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. This will wind up a loss on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down.
Excuse my snarkiness here, but isn't the idea of completing a pass supposed to mean you get downfield and gain yards?
Especially on 3rd down.
Yeah, that one. How about the defense? Figured that one out in a big way. Yeah, they completed it all right and lost yardage.
4th down, Prescott steps away. And he's brought down. Can't do anything. It's a sack, and a turnover on downs. The Cowboys here unable to convert on 4th down. And the Jets are going to get the football back. The New York offense taking over for their next possession.
Remember last time out they threw the interception on their first drive. Good news, their defense backed him up, so it's still 0-0 here as they begin their second possession.
Yeah, and one great way to judge a defense.
He rifles one that's intercepted.
And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. And they'll take possession already in the red zone and in a great spot to add points to the scoreboard.
And Brandon, how many times have we seen a defense with a lot of field behind them get even more aggressive, right? They've got them not pinned down, but in a favorable spot for them. And they took advantage of it there. Got a nice interception and set up their offense in great shape.
It's a good gain of 11. Sets them up 1st and goal. They'll run left with Pollard. And a little bit of space there. Takes it inside the 5 to the 3. Give him 4 on the carry there at 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there. But that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Play action now. Prescott sliding out of the pocket. And it'll be intercepted.
Picked off by Ashton Davis. And the Jets are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points no matter what. At worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Now Hall to start the drive. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Hall again on 2nd down.
And not much there. Maybe a yard up to the 24.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Play action. Now Wilson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. A pickup of 27, and they pick up the 1st down in the process.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. To give up the middle, and down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
The Jets at 6-5 now on the year, and they coming on a pretty good roll here, winners at 3 straight.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
They've given him some different looks here defensively in the early going. He's only hit 2 of his first 5 passes. With a big 3rd down coming up, he's hoping he's got a play dialed up that can take advantage of whatever the defense throws at him.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. To throw is Wilson.
And this pass broken up. The contact well timed there, and now 4th down.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And the Cowboys will be backed up to start the drive. They'll have it 1st and 10. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And, partner, I know so far, and we're still in the first half, but you love this game as a defensive guy. 0-0. We'll see if the offense can get going on this drive.
Well, you know how they talk about music to your ears? How about what it does for your eyes when you watch something like this, right, where these teams are locked in and going at it, no points going up on the scoreboard? I'm loving it. You're exactly right.
Well, switch over, though, to an offensive mindset for a moment. What do they need to do here to get on track and get some points?
Well, I think a couple of ways. Number one, you pull out something that maybe they haven't seen before. Coach is always talking about unscouted looks. Maybe you give them something that they haven't seen on tape, and now you shock them that way. The second, run your basic playbook, but run it so well that you give your skill position guys a chance to make big plays individually.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They stay on the ground, but this time it's Elliott. And a nice run to get this up over the 20-yard line. No score after 1 on EA Sports. And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. And he fires one that's intercepted.
And the Jets are going to take possession of the football.
Well, those have been a problem for them all season, but never quite as much as they have in these last few minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Wilson. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Wilson. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and they'll be left with 2nd and a couple.
Here we go.
On 2nd down, a run with Hall. And he's able to motor his way down to the 16-yard line.
It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
How about that run? Picks up a first down. Note the enthusiasm in my voice. Remember, last week, AFC Offensive Player of the Week. I think he's trying to get another one in the fold.
And you talked, watching film, a lot about his form and just hitting the hole, running north and south, as we like to say. And I think he's been doing that a lot recently.
Squaring those shoulders and getting downhill.
Marcus Davenport there to take him down.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
On the counter, it's Hall. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
On third down, Wilson. And it's caught. Touchdown, Jets. Garrett Wilson, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Jets post the first points of the ballgame as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
That wasn't just toughness we just saw. That was concentration. Knew the hit was coming, yet the quarterback hung in there and delivered it downfield. The end result, 6 points for his team.
Austin Seibert on for the extra point. He's got it, and the Jets lead 7-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Now, they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on? And Prescott, his 3rd interception. Picked off by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. A nightmare of a first half for him, and that's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go to the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
So the completion good for 7 there, and that's going to bring up second down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On second down, here's the option. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. It's a loss of 4. Now third down. Well, sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw defensive end right in his face, because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. Give him a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it still brings up 4th. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Jets try it, but the fourth down play doesn't work. And the Cowboys defense is going to get him the football back. He'll have a tough time living that one down. It's one thing, Charles, to drop a pass. It's quite another to drop it on fourth down.
And so many teams work on that in terms of locking in on those key downs. You know, I've seen, you and I have both been to practices where we've seen, hey, third down situation, big third down alert, lock in here, fourth down play, make sure you're focused just a little bit extra. It didn't pay off in that situation. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and 11 now. Prescott will try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. All told, it's a loss of 8 on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. To throw is Prescott. On the sideline, did he keep his feet in bounds? They say yes. Great job, both feet in, first down. 3rd and 19, no problem, as they're able to convert. A first down carry by Elliott. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Play fake. Here's Prescott. He'll fire deep downfield from Lamb. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
That'll go as a punt of 34 yards that time. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so, but maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on 1st down. On 1st and 10, it's Hall. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. Now left side on the swing pass. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
As a coaching staff, you can call just about whatever you want because you understand you have guys who reliably take away those massive shots downfield. You're not as worried about giving up the big one.
46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I believe I'm following their logic. Take the big shot downfield, loosen things up. You're hoping to get some points on the board before the half. Maybe now you come back and throw some underneath stuff in order to make sure you get a completion.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Prescott, and that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. It came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
This time they stay on the ground. And they're going to get him down shy of the 1st at about the 13-yard line. Now the Jets going to use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. On to punt now, Anger, as he boots this one away. And taken at the 46. It's a 39-yard punt, 8 on the return, and control of the football switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. Well, throw on 1st down with Wilson. To the right side, and he's got more complete. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 25 yards there on the catch and run.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Throwing now, Wilson on 1st down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Wilson. And he'll head out of bounds inside the 10. Mark him down at the 9. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. And that extra yardage makes this upcoming field goal attempt much more manageable.
Agreed, because when you talk to defensive coordinators, they always tell us the 35-yard line on our side of the field, that's the line we guard the most aggressively, because once they get there, they believe they're in field goal range.
Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's not able to get away. Sacked back at the 22. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. And this a 39-yard attempt. Seibert's kick is good. And that will do it for this 1st half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. It's the Cowboys who get the football first, and they trail here as well as we resume action in the 3rd quarter. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. So already not the best of kick returns there, but that penalty, that adds insult to injury and backs him up even closer to the goal line. Yeah, not ideal field position to begin a drive, is it? Because the extra pressure now goes on the offense. They've got to get some early yards and get away from the shadow of their own goalposts. What every offense wants to do in this situation, get 2 first downs to help out with field position at the least. So Prescott of the Cowboys now with a 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line. He'll hand it off to Elliott to begin the drive.
And the stiff arm made it a pretty little run. Not a huge gain, but a nice chunk of yardage.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it was enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Going to run again here with Pollard.
And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he'll take this up to about the 33-yard line.
And they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They'll go with Pollard here on first down.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Shifts by him. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot him at the 44.
42 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now Prescott.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Prescott is going to let this one go deep. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
It's been a pretty long drive. This will be play number 9, and they need 10 yards out of it on 3rd. Prescott now. That's incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. That's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
And that's exactly what a top 10 defense can do. They can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
Anger is on to punt, and he gets this one away. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. The New York offense taking over for their next possession. They'll start on the ground. Hall. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up 2nd down.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 17 yards for the Jets there as they've got themselves a first down.
They run it with Hall off the option.
And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 38, Wilson.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And the Cowboys are going to take possession of the football. So that, Charles, maybe the play that this defense has been looking for.
They've hung in there, and if they lose this game, it won't be from a lack of effort on their part. The key question is, can the offense finally do something? Because we're into the third quarter, and a 0 is still glowing on the scoreboard.
The linebacker, C.J. Mosley, in on the stop.
Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on third down, and you know what offenses want? Win first down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on first down. On second down, Elliott. And a loose football. And it's scooped up by the Jets. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line.
Do you remember in preseason when we were going to the different training camps and visiting teams, and we always would see the running backs working out and going through those gauntlet drills, and, you know, guys either slapping at the ball or the machines. You got to learn to take care of it.
Yeah, they lost it there. Big fumble. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive. It's a good first down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
On first down, right back to Hall. Credit the tackle there to Jordan Lewis.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll go again with Hall.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. A third down gain of 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
And what a weapon to have when you can use your quarterback as a short yardage runner and pick up first downs.
This time Wilson will throw. And the Cowboys' pressure gets there this time for the sack. DeMarcus Lawrence make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. 3 quarters in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. They go play action with Wilson. He's going to air one out. And that will be incomplete. Trying to dial up the long way out there, but it'll be 3rd down. Despite the lead here in the 4th, they're still taking shots.
Not content to sit on this lead at all. To me, it raises the question of what's right in this game nowadays. Do you sit on the ball and run it because you have enough of a lead? Or do you try and extend it because you always feel like the other team can come back?
Extend it. Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. A CD, you know, so often we talk about quarterbacks holding on to the ball too long. Well, we can't say that there. He had no time to do much of anything.
And this came from the edge, and those pass rushers, they have so many tricks of the trade to get around blockers. They have a lot of tools in their kit. This was pure speed and athleticism on this play, though, and they could barely get a glove on it before he got the quarterback on the ground.
As we check the next-gen stats, you'll see he had precious little time to do anything with the football there. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And you're still in this game. I mean, yeah, you haven't scored. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Bryce Hall. And the Jets are going to take possession of the football. Well, time, certainly not on their side offensively. They had to take some chances, but that interception will further hinder their already slim chance at victory.
And you're talking about time not on their side, but it certainly is on the defense's side, and they understood that. They knew they had to press it a little bit, and they planned accordingly, and what a benefit for them, able to pick that one off and hopefully put this game away.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. On the jet sweep, here comes Moore. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. It'll go as a gain of 11 and a Jets first down.
I think the reason this play's so successful is not just the blocking at the point of attack, but how about the speed at which he takes the handoff? He's in motion already, so he's not coming from a flat start like a running back often is. He's at a full run by the time he gets the football.
This is Hall. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. The recipe's pretty simple, I think, right? Just give your superstar the ball, continue to feed him.
Yeah, don't overthink this one, right? Make sure he's touching the football, but you're also counting on his intelligence in playing the game as well. If it's not there, don't force the run. Just make sure you hang on to the football and keep the clock ticking.
Ball again on 2nd down. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 47 yards rushing for him in the ball game now on 14 carries. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. They'll run with Hall. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 5 yards, a good run there, and now 2nd and goal.
That's good hard running right there on 1st and goal. That gets him down to the 2 and puts a lot more pressure on that defense.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal. A toss left side for Hall. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line. It goes as a loss of 6. And now 3rd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
On 3rd and goal, Wilson. They'll roll him out right. And this will be caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Jets. Elijah Moore from 8 yards out. And the Jets are about to make it 4 straight as they add to this 4th quarter advantage. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And it's our 17-0. The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Their mini 2-game win streak appears it might be going by the wayside unless they can pull a rabbit out of their hat. Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Prescott. They'll drop this underneath to Pollard. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that,
it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. The tackler almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays.
And now here's another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Jets will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Ball again on second down. Pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is caught inside the 5. That'll be all the way in. Touchdown, New York. He's got them out to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And well, he looked right off the line like he knew that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense. He made sure that his coordinator know. Just get it to him. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
The Jets kick team out now to boot this one away. We'll see a return here from the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the foot. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Jet touchdown. But not only is his defense pitching a shutout, now they're contributing points themselves. I mean, they have really put together what's almost been a perfect effort here in this one.
I love how you express that. They've absolutely exceeded expectations in this one. And even better than their play, it's been their effort. Even with the win in their back pocket already, every one of those guys is still out there fighting like it's a tie game.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. Give him 13 yards on the opening play of the drive and also give him a first down. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. On the draw, it's Pollard. Yeah, boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is, and really a lot of the time they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance, they're just heading straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down. Draw play, Elliott. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
2nd and 5 now.
Prescott. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And now here's another interception. Picked up by DJ Reed. And the Jets are going to take over at their own 41. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Ready.
And they take a knee.